I move over to speaking about the governance and administrative reform related matters now. There are three of them, and I go to the first one, which relates to Essential Commodities Act. The Essential Commodities Act is an act which exists from 1955. This is an act which is very important, especially when it was promulgated during those days where food shortages were common. Indian farmers were trying to produce but not adequately because of the agricultural impetus which was needed was just then beginning to be given. But however, when in 1955 it was passed and subsequently also we had lived in days of shortages. Now what is happening is farmers are producing, there's abundance of crop. This abundance of crop sometimes also leads to issues because they would want to export. We don't permit them to export because we want to be sure that India prices don't go up. And because of a flip-flop, sometimes farmers don't get the benefits, some other times the consumers suffer. So this Essential Commodities Act requires an amendment. And that amendment will largely be towards making sure that cereals, edible oils, oilseeds, pulses, onions and potatoes will be completely deregulated. And therefore, unless there's an extraordinary situation, there will not be a requirement to invoke this Essential Commodities Act. Stock limits to be imposed will be imposed only under exceptional circumstances such as national calamities or famine, or if there is a huge surge in prices. Otherwise, there is no need for invoking it. So to that extent, limited to that extent, we would like to amend the Essential Commodities Act. No such stock limit shall apply for processors, because today value addition happens at the doorstep of the food processors. Suppose he's kept stocks, and if the Essential Commodities Act comes into force, even his premises are raided and a whole lot of explanation is asked for. Even for food processing industry, it becomes a problem. So no stock limit shall apply to processors or value chain participants or subject to the installed capacity. If they keep a certain quantity, that should be all right. Beyond the capacity is a different issue. So any exporter also will be given that facility so that export demand is not affected. Farmers' prices can be not affected due to uncertainty created by this. So there will be an amendment to the Essential Commodities Act. The first of the three reforms.
कृषि क्षेत्र में प्रतिस्पर्धा बढ़ाने के लिए और निवेश बढ़ाने के लिए, ताकि किसान को और ज़्यादा दाम अच्छे मिल सकें, इसके लिए उस कानून में बदलाव लाया जा रहा है जो 1955 से है। इसेंशियल कमोडिटीज़ एक्ट आवश्यक वस्तुओं के लिए जो बनाया गया था, कहने के लिए इसमें बदलाव होगा, लेकिन जैसे एमएसएमई की परिभाषा में बदलाव करके एक बहुत बड़ा बदलाव उस क्षेत्र में आया है, उसी तरह से इस बदलाव से किसानों की आय में बढ़ोतरी की बहुत सारी संभावनाएं बढ़ जाती हैं। जो कहीं ना कहीं उसको कम दाम पर बेचने के लिए एक तरह से रुकना पड़ता था, कई और इसके नुकसान भी होते थे। अब उसके लिए भी इसमें अवसर निकल कर आएंगे, जिससे आपके तिलहन की बात हो, दलहन की बात हो, प्याज हो, आलू हो, ऐसे या सीरियल्स की बात हम की जाए, इन सब में इनको अवनियमित किया जाएगा, डीरेगुलेट किया जाएगा, जिससे कि किसानों को लाभ मिल सके। और अगर 100% वृद्धि खुदरा दाम में होती है जो हॉर्टिकल्चर के प्रोड्यूस हैं, या 50% की वृद्धि होती है जो गैर नाशवान पदार्थ हैं, नॉन पेरिशेबल हैं, तो उस समय में कदम उठाए जा सकते हैं। ऐसे एक्सेप्शनल सर्कमस्टांसेस होते हैं तो उस समय में, और जो लोग फूड प्रोसेसिंग में हैं उनके लिए ऐसी कोई स्टॉक लिमिट ना हो जिससे कि उनके कामकाज में भी कोई प्रभाव ना पड़े और वैल्यू चेन में भी कोई उसका नुकसान ना हो, और निर्यात करने वालों को भी कहीं पर दिक्कत ना आए।
We move to the second.
लेकिन राष्ट्रीय आपदा और सूखा ऐसी कोई परिस्थितियां आती हैं तो उस समय में सरकार समय समय पर कदम उठा सकती है. थैंक यू.
Sorry. I move to the next, the second of the three reforms. This is related to farmers and farmers getting adequate choice to sell their produce at an attractive price. We shall bring a central law so that farmers will be able to have the choice to sell his produce at an attractive price. He has no barriers in interstate trade. So the interstate trade at the moment is restricted. It should be barrier free. We also want to make sure there is a framework for him to have his produce e-traded. He should be able to engage in e-trading of his produce. So a certain amount, at the moment you know that he sells his produce only to licensees, holders of license, and this restriction has been one of the reasons why he is not able to find a fair price. Whilst I'll just give you one comparison. No other producer of any other produce in the manufacturing sector, for instance, is compelled to have to sell to only a certain set of licensees. Why should only farmers be restricted in selling his produce to only some licensees and not be open to sell it to whoever he wants to sell? So we want to give farmers the choice so that he'll be able to sell his products at an attractive price, have no barriers in interstate movement, and make sure that he is able to e-trade. So a central law is being proposed.
जहां किसानों की आय दुगना करने के लिए मोदी जी की सरकार ने संकल्प लिया है, वहीं पर ये कदम उस दिशा में उठाए भी जा रहे हैं ताकि किसान या कृषि क्षेत्र एक अकेला ऐसा देखा जाता है जहां पर लाइसेंसी जो है उन्हीं को उनको सामान बेचना है, एपीएमसी के माध्यम से बेचना है, जिनके पास बाकी लाइसेंस है वहां तक सीमित रहना है, जबकि बाकी क्षेत्रों में ऐसा होता नहीं है. किसान को भी बेहतर दाम मिल पाए और अंतर्राज्यीय व्यापार भी इससे उनका हो आने वाले समय में, उसमें भी कोई दिक्कत ना आए. इसके लिए जो कानूनी व्यवस्था करनी पड़ेगी वो भी करेंगे और उसके उत्पादन के लिए, उसकी फसल के लिए उसको उचित मूल्य मिले, उस दिशा में एक बड़ा कदम ये उठाया गया है. और मुझे लगता है कि जो पिछला हमने एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज एक्ट की बात कही और अभी इस कदम की बात कर रहे हैं, जो एग्रीकल्चर मार्केटिंग रिफॉर्म्स की बात कर रहे हैं, इसमें बदलाव लाने की बात कर रहे हैं, इनसे बहुत बड़ा बल किसानों को मिलने वाला है. इस देश के करोड़ों किसान जिनको बेहतर आमदन हो सकती है इन बदलाव के कारण.
The last of governance and administrative related reforms today, of the total 11 things that I said, 3 of them relate to reform related measures. The third is, we find that farmers do not have a standard mechanism which can be enforced for him to get a predictable price, a predictable sale of his produce, even before he starts sowing. So at the time of sowing, he goes in with uncertainties. He sows. If he is lucky and no monsoon or no other disaster reaches him, he is able to produce his produce, but doesn't get the right price, but doesn't know how much of it can be sold. So in order to bring in a certain certainty, which is obtainable prior to his sowing, well before every season, if he can be given a certain kind of a assured price return quantity, it will lead to a lot of fairness for the farmer. So we want to bring in a facilitative legal framework